Every year, 1.2 trillion bags are used around the world. 300 bags are used for every adult, which is the equivalent of 1 million bags used per minute. Plastic bags take around 500 years to decay. They contaminate our waterways and oceans and then enter back into the food chain when ingested by animals. Consequently, 1 million birds and sea creatures are killed every year. Lionel Smith and Marilyn Donoghue couldn't be further apart in their approach in tackling the plastic bag phenomenon. Marilyn rallies the residents of East Dulwich to snub, while Lionel takes us on a musical journey in tackling the problem on a global scale. But the question still remains, have they won the battle? Like many plastic bag-free campaigns all over the UK, the Modbury campaign in Devon has inspired the residents of East Dulwich to say no to unwanted bags, otherwise known as snub.
I have been working with schools for the last 3 years to help them to starting on sustainable projects, whether it's recycling, energy or water reduction in their schools, etc. What I've noticed is that when you speak to the adults, the school staff, the teachers, the heads, the governors, that everyone wants to do something, but they don't quite know what to do. And they all want to reduce their carbon footprint, and they don't quite know how. So what I liked the idea was in a local kind of high street, you could actually get residents and the local traders to work together. So in the snub campaign, the traders ask people, do you need a bag? And then we educate residents to kind of bring along their own bags so that if someone goes to pop something in a bag, you can say, oh, thanks, no, I've got my own bag, here it is. So it's the idea of working together.
Marilyn Donoghue and Monica McSherry, co-founders of Snub, have spent the last year rallying together troops involving all members of the community of all ages through community petitions, letters to local businesses, stalls at the local Winter Green Fair, and competitions for the local primary school children to design the best snub bag.
Okay, so now we're looking at Health Matters. This is the shop that's owned by Monica McSherry and her brother Rob. Monica was the person who actually originated the campaign of Say No to Unwanted Bags in East Dulwich. Monica's been distributing recycled bags to her customers for the last 3 or 4 years.
My role in the campaign was to basically trying to just sort of discourage the use of plastic bags in East Dulwich. It's something that I'm passionate about because as a retailer I see a steady high use of bags in East Dulwich, so we're trying to, as a town, try to discourage the use of bags. So I became part of Snub because of my passion and how I feel about plastic bags. I hate them generally.
Okay, so now we're on, this is Lordship Lane in East Dulwich. We've distributed these letters out to the local traders now. I'm getting calls back about who'd like to distribute bags. Right now there's about 20 shops that have their own reusable bag with their identity on it. Other people are interested in going in on it. Price is a big issue for most shops, whether or not they can afford to make a small bag that's ethical and organic and all that. So we're probably going to get about 30 shops all told that will distribute the bag in this whole area. We're at William Rose, and this is our local butcher in East Dulwich, and he was one of the first local traders to produce a reusable bag. It's a beautiful bag, it's got his name on it, it says William Rose, and he kind of gives it to his loyal customer.
I think it's been a very good campaign, especially for the East Dulwich side. Say No to Unwanted Bags. It's been a long time coming, well overdue, and well done to all those involved.
I think the Snub campaign is great because it's presenting it to all of the businesses in the local area, and we can act in unison, and it gives a much clearer idea to the general public of what we're trying to do.
So we're inside a local shop called SMBS, and they're a greengrocer and they do lots of other products, and they've been great about starting the Say No to Unwanted Bag campaign for East Dulwich.
The majority of our customers do already come with their own bags. They're all trying with this whole thing of get rid of plastic free, and I'd say about 90%, so it's only fair that we go along with them because we feel the same way about cutting down on plastic and recycling and stuff, which is why we decided to do it.
My reusable bag, which I carry everywhere, so that if I ever do buy anything on impulse, I've always got it and I don't need to ask for a plastic bag.
So although East Dulwich seems to be winning the war against the plastic bag, what does this mean for the rest of us? Following a trip around the Southern Hemisphere, Lionel Smith found that plastic bags not only line the coast of Great Britain,
And while I was in Fiji, I noticed pretty much the same thing. And I couldn't help but notice as you walk along the beaches, all washed up on the beaches, all the plastic bags and bottles and all kinds of bits and pieces. As you drive around Fiji, you come across to loads and loads of ditches, and they're just full of all of this plastic. And then I went through KwaZulu. And one of the things there was it was probably a lot worse. The countryside was littered, literally littered as far as the eye could see, with lots and lots of bits and pieces of plastic. Same thing happened when I went to Peru. I was actually out on the Altiplano, which is 15,000 feet up, and you're in the middle of nowhere. There's plastic, and it's all in the little bushes. They've only got little scrub bushes, all the plants are quite small. But wrapped around their stems is all of this plastic.
24 Hours on Planet Earth is a website that Lionel set up to aid countries all over the world in dealing with the plastic bag phenomenon.
The idea came from New Zealand, and that was just a music inspiration with the aim of trying to change the economics of plastic. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I want a collection of the most moving tunes on planet Earth. The CD, once it's been made, would then be sold or downloaded. Money from that would be used to set up a trust fund. The trust fund would then go into communities and say, right, you've got a couple of weeks, I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks with a truck and we're going to collect from you all the bags and all the plastic rubbish that you've collected, and we'll weigh it and we'll be paying you 20p a kilo for it. See how much you can come up with.
But are our new techno-savvy populations paying attention to such environmental matters? Or does our hectic lifestyles and our need for convenience tempt us into passing on the buck?
That's the tricky part for me. It's an idea that I've got. It's generating support now from, 16 countries I've had. To try and make it a bit more interesting, I've put the Google group with the website. There's now a Facebook group. And I looked a couple of days ago, and the number has already gone up in just a few days. So somebody is looking at that and seeing it, and it's responding with votes on the website as well.
Approximately 17 billion plastic bags are given away in the UK annually, with 1 in 10 people accepting a bag for an item they consume almost immediately without even thinking about it. Will we ever rid our lives of this burdensome pollutant?
There's a lot of work in convincing people, because we're all very attached to our plastic bags. If I'm honest, I'm not totally against plastic bags. What I'm concerned with is what's happened to them. But nobody's actually addressing the problem of what's in the environment already. That's where my particular focus is. This has become personal now. It's actually really got to me. I can't walk past this now and just go, this is somebody else's problem. No, but I can do something with that bit of plastic that's there. I can pick it up and do something with it. But I don't want to just move the problem from my hand into somebody else's hand who puts it to a hole in the ground. I want to do something about actually making it worthwhile.
Plastic bags are undoubtedly becoming a burden upon the environment, as well as our daily lives. It is not enough to be aware. Something has to be done. Residents of East Dulwich have set the standard, as has Lionel Smith. However, Lionel has shown that unemployment and poverty elsewhere in the world has prevented others from having the means and resources, like us here in the UK and other more economically developed countries, to solve this issue. So perhaps you should ask yourself, what will your contribution be?